Definitely agree with that. A lot of disables, control, lockdown, annoying things. The Spirit Vessel ultimately against the regen, the lifesteal that your ultimate provides, gonna negate that a bit too.
Miracle forced away as the napalm stacks up. He does have a bunch of wand charges, but that's the beauty of Batrider. Offers like infinite damage up against a Morphling. He usually just his survival mechanism is just tanking up more and more.
Yeah, I think the key is anytime you go Morphling, you need to make sure you actually kill him, because with the
will
probably be like constant max wand charges, he's going to have that full Agi morph into free heal. So if you do go for this play, you need to kill him. He's just going to wait for him over. Instead, they're trying to get Kuro, but man, level 1 enchant slow. You know, I feel like this hero is going to get nerfed, and the level 1 enchant slow is probably one of those things that gets looked at. 3.75 seconds. Like, make that scale up to 6 seconds when it's max, but level 1 should be like a 2-second slow.
Yeah, for sure. It is way too powerful, and this is prime reason why we're seeing Enchantress picked up so early. God damn, save. Calm down.
Forward.
He is bodying all the couriers before they can even get to their heroes in this bottom lane.
I
Swinging
move.
that big totem at people anytime they come near him is getting kind of pushed away by Kuro now, and Kuro with all the wand charges, his kind of infinite mana
30 seconds to go.
Save's gonna be careful. That impetus is gonna do a lot of damage, but luckily he's got the boots to outpace Kuro.
Yes.
Power runes are up. Nobody actually camping for that one. I thought maybe Earthshaker would. Maybe they feel like it's not as necessary in this matchup. Death Prophet versus the Invoker. Death Prophet definitely has Invoker has options to play against this Death Prophet, right? He gets Spirit Siphon, Cold Snaps, or Tornadoes. He has lots of regen.
And here we go.
I'm still surprised like Death Prophet just go pick that up and deny his retreat. It has been scouted
all fun
too.
and games
he has
until
that daytime
someone's
vision, so he knows
frozen
it's there.
solid.
Oh, Kuro, he gets run down, but he does manage to kill the courier with his dying breath.
The courier gives more gold. 50 times 5 compared to 150.
I'll not argue.
So, one gives experience. Do couriers give experience? I feel like that's a dumb question, but I don't think they do. But.
I'm actually not sure now that I think about it. Weehaw, he does have the double damage, which is pressuring FN. That last shot is not going to be enough, but if Kuro had gotten in range of the impetus, they would have secured it. But I believe Courier does not get experience. I remember looking at the Courier page because I've thought about the bounty so many times, and I remember not seeing any experience number listed. Just, I could be wrong.
So, Enigma giving a couple kills early on, but it's got Invoker's lane back into a good place with FN being bullied away from the lane.
Indeed.
Very happy with the DD pickup and the subsequent farm that he got.
Here I come.
But all 3 cores on VPP side getting their farm. Similar story for Enigma, just slightly worse with Morphling getting pressured a bit.
I was very confused. Kuro had a Wraithband recipe, and I was just like, what the hell? He, that's Miracle's Wraithband recipe, but he did TP mid to try and make a play, so he hasn't delivered it just yet. FN under some pressure. He's going to throw out a Spirit Siphon, should be fine, but it did force a lot of rotations that may net a kill here as GH from behind is caught up by the Earthshaker. A beautiful tornado connects on a 3 and does manage to get them all out of here. Now it's going to be Weehaw. Run down a bit, though I think he's rather tanky. He knows it too. Takes the moment to drop a loser spray on a Virtus Pro Prodigy.
Yeah, that was 3 Spirit Siphons used. FN, that was the one thing when he got bullied out of the lane, he still had all his Spirit Siphons, so often how much you can dominate your lane comes down to whether you have those max charges. So good play by Enigma to not give up any kills to it.
The breach.
They're still fighting 3v3 around the mid lane, so both teams deciding that suddenly things like power runes actually matter a lot more, and that their side laners kind of just want some solo XP and they're A-OK.
That is a long set.
Swiftly.
Weeha's definitely spent his money on the battle pass.
I'm under attack.
I don't know about you, but I've gotten to a point, it got very quickly. The playground.
Oh, yes.
Even when I'm playing Dota, like it pops up, I'm just like instantly hide it. I'm just like, no.
It seems most of the players in the games I'm in do the same. There's occasionally 1 or 2, and if there's 2, then it's like, okay, they're going to keep going at it.
Yeah, it's just a 1v1 at that point in time.
But, yeah.
Attack!
It's certainly one of those things that is more fun the more people buy into it, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you had a full 5-on-5 musical chairs one, that would be super hype. But sadly, most Dota
No
players
breaking
aren't
through the
really
dire
interested in
structures for now.
Yeah, it's one of the,
Indeed.
it seemed like a great in concept. Like, I can see why
Yeah.
Valve put it in. Was like, yeah, this is they probably thought it was gonna be like this. It would take off.
I move.
I was like, yeah, this sounds great. And then, yeah, you see, you just kind of get. It's all Dota. You're in a Dota game to play Dota. And I think a lot of people when they pause, they get their phone out, they tab out to
Into the breach.
social media, Reddit, whatever it may be.
My
That's
control is bodying this one. And Lee has catching up.
Caster.
I appreciate it because it does give us something to talk about during the pauses if the players do it.
Yes.
I can see why, particularly for pro games, like kind of, especially in a serious game, you want to focus on your
Let's go.
Yeah, for
playing
sure.
some mini games.
Pauses, it's easy to lose track of where you're
Swiftly.
at in the game, the momentum that you're feeling. First to 10, 8 to 6.
Agreed.
They're not going to get a chance to end it. That's the other thing, you know, you're playing this mini game, you're having this
Here I
hot
come.
standoff, and suddenly.
Oh, no. They should have kept the pause going just to get to the 10 points. We
I'll
had
not
had a
argue.
chance to make the comeback. If he swept the field and got all 3, he would have won.
We're no longer just Dota commentators.
Down you go.
We're mini game commentators.
Finally,
Yeah.
chance to show off my commentating abilities in other games.
Ice, take
Somebody
you.
hire me.
Kuro getting a nice little D-ward
Faster.
off, finding some vision control. And they've got that ward behind the tower, which I don't know if I knows is here. He's got a
I
sentry.
move.
See if he has any idea. Oh, yeah, he just got it. That was close.
Here I come.
So we'll see what the team's next moves are. I think for Nigma, it's very much you want to
I
create
thought as
space
much.
for the Morphling rather than play around him. So for now, Miracle's going to be playing in the jungle since he does not want to lane against Batrider.
Into the breach.
But once his team free up some space, he'll
Someone
lane
took
he's
out the
playing.
Radiant's courier.
I always find it nice, Don.
This'll come in
It
handy.
still cost him a hefty amount of mana, though. This Nightmare is not cheap.
I'll not argue.
So Ein a bit low here, trying to catch up to Kuro if they get the right kind of Fisher block, or if Save even just
Let's
catches
go.
up to hit the enchant and might be able to get a stun. FN being threatened here is going to pop the exorcism and turn onto Kuro, finish him off. Had a lot of stick charges there, but he will inevitably be run down here for a third kill. Virtus Pro Prop.
Die.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to use this X to do any tower damage. Instead, FN just hitting
The
some
ice
jungle
wolves
creeps
bite.
with it, which, you know, considering where he is, makes total sense. And Epileptic could continue to farm in this top lane as
Indeed.
well, so potentially could make a play in this top lane, but doesn't look like they want to mess with Mind Control, who has
Forward.
Oh,
hit level 6.
Epileptic hit.
Yes.
Didn't see it initially, but he did put a bounty out on Kuro's head. Then tipped him
To battle.
during the pawns as well.
Got a bounty put on his head for it.
What a nice man.
Agreed.
He,
The Radiant's
he
couriers are
found
goner.
the jelly.
On.
Didn't take any of the charges. Actually sent it back to base, which, you know, you can't apply it globally, but apparently he didn't want to mess around
I
with
thought
that.
as
But at
much.
least he didn't take a charge. He said, I'm a troll. It's all good. I don't need that regen.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think it's often by default, especially in pubs, like, okay, the carry and the mid take it. But then there are many games where it's like, actually, there's this other hero which is
Swiftly.
just way better.
Yeah, my rule is you find it, you get to use it. Then you get to choose who gets to be the other person, you know?
I don't know, if supports are doing that, I'm bringing out the question marks. Depending on what
You can
support it
question
is.
mark me anytime, God.
we may have to exchange some words if we run
You
into each other in
question mark
pubs.
me, I'll tab and ping my Royal
Nothing
Jelly
like a little cooldown.
buff icon
Yeah.
on my hero
Oh,
a few
Dying's
times.
just a
I'm
part
pinging
of
the
living.
buff before, and then an ally chatting question mark, you know?
10-minute bounty routes are coming up. Nigma yet to be able to find a kill, but are in a very even game. They're slightly favored in network, and it looks like they're going to try and make a play here for the outpost. GH, he stopped here for a moment. Save. He can stop him again if he wants to, but the Primal Roar, it's going to be there. They do manage to get the outpost. It's going to cost them, though. A lot of heroes are rotating in. Save is
Here
going
I
to be the
come.
first one to die unless this Nightmare can actually bail him out. Turns around and nails Kuro, getting that kill first before he goes down. Mind Control is going to be run over by FN. So yes, they got the double outpost, denying Virtus
My
Pro
eyes
Prodigy
fight
that
deep.
experience, but at the same time, giving up one kill for 2. Oh, they used it. Still mid-tower.
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually
Your bottom tower's
ultimately
an
pretty
attack
good
spot.
exchange when you get the mid tower as well.
I'll not argue.
Feeling pretty good about how that sets you up if you're in Enigma's shoes. When you've got like a Beastmaster Invoker who are going to come online
I move.
here in the mid game and kind of roam around with that Quaswex Invoker, like
Yeah, certainly.
Into the
Especially
breach.
if you can get the invokers to point. 'Cause and these plot switch invokers,
Your
people
mid
want them
tower's
to roam
coming
around
apart.
once they have Urn, but they don't really love it until they have Spirit Vessel.
Can't do
right?
nothing
It's
about
hard to
dire
keep your
structures
farming
right now.
speed up to get Spirit Vessel at a good timing if you're only roaming around,
To
especially if you're not connecting on kills.
Yeah, and right now it's also really important to get those first couple of charges, which we have yet to do so far. So he's probably hoping to
Indeed.
sync up with some teammates to get those first few charges. An easy support kill, and offline like DM, not an easy kill. He's going to try Firefly his way out, and yeah, we have unable to
Forward.
connect on that gank. So they're going to go for another tower here.
Yes,
This Beastmaster early Necrobolt.
really concerning.
Here's ice in the
Rip on
world.
mid.
Virtus Pro Prodigy is there yet to actually take a tower themselves, though they're getting plenty of kills. Certainly doing that 6-1. But despite having a profit, tier 1 towers
Swiftly.
have fallen.
Yeah, anything I think I slightly feel like Nigma's in like a better position, like 60-40 here, just because of Miracle having a good game. More playing the team with a good job, taking towers and playing as 4.
Your
And instead of defending VPP, have decided to keep heroes bottom to pressure Miracle, but that means they've just watched towers drop. They're looking for their first tier 1 tower now, and
Yes.
hoping it's in. This is the second exorcism, but it kind of feels like the first real one, since the first was just used to killing enchanters.
I'll not argue.
And they will no doubt take it, but Nigma, no defense from them, are currently pushing up the top lane. They're farming
battle.
mids. They're being a bit efficient on the map right now.
Yep, playing 2 of the 3 lanes, plus jungle, and on the dire side, they had both Troll and Death Prophet pushing a tier 1 tower, so their 2 key farmers were playing in the same lane. But with a Batrider Boots of Travel, they can at least
Here I
be
come.
fairly efficient around the map. Batrider, though, his Firefly's on cooldown.
Gonna try and get him at the Primal Roar, and they stick the Boros on him with 1 TP,
Out
though.
reaching
Save
fast.
is able to kind of push those heroes away.
Farming some Necrobooks, 4, so no kill, but
Fangs
good
of
pressure
ice.
forces that Shaker rotation. Weeha's going to find a courier top. And just making himself known that he's up here. And
Indeed.
again, it's like, let's force heroes up here so Morphling can have a freer game. Miracle's just being relegated back to the jungle. Ideally,
Let's
he wants to
go.
be farming lanes as well as the jungle and taking that tier 1 bottom tower. A few times he's tried to push his way up to the tower, but every time he's been met with several heroes.
Ein screwed up. Ein screwed up real badly.
I
What
move.
happened?
He just gave away Fiend's Grip. The cooldown is almost off on Fiend's Grip. So he
Into the breach.
used Fiend's Grip a long time ago. Maybe he died and then, never cast his
Down.
Nightmare on himself in the fountain or anything like that.
Such ingenuity
now
from
GH
such an
I thought as
innocent
much.
Potentially make some moves. Virtus Pro Prodigy, they try and make the moves themselves up here in the top lane, but couldn't quite catch Nigma.
Faster.
And much to Weeha's glee, he blasted away. GH is now going to turn that Fiend's
Attack.
Grip onto Ein, re-solidifying the fact that Ein goes, yeah, I screwed up.
That level 1 Sunstrike, probably not
Agreed.
even worth the mana for Weeha.
Yeah, seriously. They are going to catch him with the lasso here, pick up GH, and maybe run down Kuro as well. Now, he does manage to steal Firefly, but couldn't really get away. It looks like Kuro's going to be bumped around enough
Into
that
the
he
breach.
is unlikely to escape. The heal is not going to be enough to outdo the damage of the Firefly.
Here I come.
I think it looked like a really deep place for Nigma supports to be, and in some ways, okay, is it worth killing a Bane for both
Indeed.
your lives? But by forcing everyone to rotate to them and dying, they're taking a tier 2 top tower, so it's very calculated for Nigma to pull
Your
the
bottom
entire
tower ain't long
D
for this
team to the
world.
bottom side of the map and free up this Beast and Invoker who haven't left top lane. They've just been camping up here,
Faster.
making themselves known, and VPP have
The
been
other
unable to
fella's
defend
aiming
their
to
towers.
wreck your bottom tower.
Yeah, I don't know about
My
you, Bots,
eyes
but I have a
find
hard time
deep.
reading this timing that is like outside of the laning phase, but before the mid game. I look at Virtus Pro Prodigy's lineup and I say,
The other
Bat
fella's
Rider,
top
Death
tower
Prophet
won't be
versus
making
Shaker, like,
trouble
oh, they're
no
the ones
more.
going to be pressuring towers.
Dire
Like,
structures
natural
looking
presence,
fortified.
but it's
Here's ice in
Nigma,
your eye.
who have been doing that with few items and just kind of like constant small little excursions on the 2 sides of the map.
Yeah, they're going to lose another support here, it seems, but
I'll not argue.
they're okay giving up these supports for the most part. It does start to add up a little bit, but once again, it's the double
To
supports. I think the key thing is just like how free Mind Control's game is. Like he's able to just keep this top lane pushed out. Anytime he feels threatened, summons,
go.
and there's no real good pattern. He sees you coming with the whole.
Tornado
I
EMP
thought
looks
as
to be
much.
able to slow down this push in the mid lane. It does burn Epileptic Kid out of his mana. So it makes fighting a little bit harder, but
Yes.
This is on the tier 3 top.
jeez. They're really not backing down. He has his Necronomicon up, too.
Yeah, wait for the career with the Necro 3. And yeah, he's going to defend this one. Luckily, the Necro 3 wasn't there. Or if that was summoned, that tower would be like top
you
health.
go.
Well, they finally do get that mid tower at least. Virtus Pro Prodigy are taking some map control back, even if it costs them some of the health on their base towers here.
Yeah, a bit surprised to
I'll
see
freeze you
DM and
fast.
Bat not going for this blink. After Booty Travel, looking for more team fight play, but you're being ratted right now, kind of, by the Beastmaster. I think having a catch is crucial.
Yeah, certainly with between Beastmaster and his long-range disable and the Invoker, right? Also being able to kind of push back against you feels like you need to be able to instantly get on top of them, because if they see you coming, they have plenty of options. Boy, they really gotta, like, with emphasis, start pushing out this top lane.
Into the
Maybe even
breach.
root out the Beastmaster by smoking up to that top lane somewhere.
Maybe they're waiting for Save's
The
blink,
Ice
and
Wolf's
the call
bite.
is, okay, Save will eventually get a blink, then he can hunt mind control a bit. Visual will
Ice Maiden.
prevent DM from getting gone on there, but yeah, the few times they tried to kind of weed him out, it was like Batrider and a few others ran at him, but he just let his boars die and
Agreed.
kind of slow down the Batrider. The Weeha and Invoker was there with the Ice Wall as well to stop any kind of chase, so Nigma just playing the map better. They don't care about kills.
Faster.
Alacrity on a Morphling.
I thought as much.
So full agility he goes, though that is pretty low level alacrity.
A lot of attack speed.
A lot of attack speed, no
Not much
damage.
damage. Plus 10 damage. Yeah.
I'll not argue.
And with the Beastmaster aura plus the 70 attack speed from the
This'll
last
come in handy.
3 down 5.
Yep, and Kuro takes it
I
up.
move.
He does have.
I feel like this Cole's been a hard time this game because early E-Blade,
Let's
by
go.
Invoker's tools that you mentioned, how good they are for fighting control. And you probably have to play around like
Here I
the late
come.
game BKB timing. And with the Battle Fury queued up first, it's going to be like Battle Fury BKB before he can even fight.
Indeed.
It does seem like BKB may be playing a very slow-paced game. Even though they're up on kills, they just can't push out
Under
the ball.
attack.
Miracle goes for the kill. On to Ein. Oh, nice dodging
The
the
other fella's
dash.
lost
Strike
a
down. He's going to
mid
turn around
tower.
and Fiend's Grim up. Fortunately, Weeha's there, but there's an Echo Slam. Nailing the Invoker down. Still, the chase goes forward. Miracle is able to finally kill Ein. They're looking for this entire time, but at such a cost. 3 heroes are going to go down on the side of Nigma just for that 5 position.
That was such a great play from Save. The Morphling just waves in, and watch his
Down
first
you
fissure he
go.
uses. We might see it again in a replay. He just ignores the Morphling. In my head, I'm like, okay, he's just going to stun this Morphling and try to save his Bane. No, he just makes sure they kill off the Weeha Invoker. And really heads up play. They completely ignore the Morphling. Don't even throw any stuns or spells at him and just make sure they win the fight elsewhere, because without the E-Blade, Morphling's kill threat is kind of low enough.
Down.
You can just ignore him when he has an Aegis.
Yeah, and again, Ein's like
Not
nightmare
yet.
to be able to dodge the adaptive strike that would have finished him off.
I'll not argue.
Very clutch play by him. So Virtus Pro Prodigy showing that they
I
make some
move.
fast moves in these team fights. Still 13-3 to their favor with a very slight net worth lead.
Into the breach.
So we are about to complete E-Blade just now.
See it again here. Cold Snap. And the Nightmare. It just takes Miracle too long to kill the Bane, and then
My
yeah, even the
eyes
Grip
fast.
forces the Invoker to tornado the Bane. And of course, the Blink Echo Slam was perfect to save.
I'll
Making
freeze
sure
you
it goes
fast.
key target the Invoker.
Felt like a bit of forced timing too, because if he had an E-Blade, right, that would have been really simple way for him.
Here I come.
Boom, boom. He either dodges it with Nightmare or he's dead.
It's all like a guaranteed +1 kill as well. Even if he, let's say, doesn't use on Bane and the same thing happens, well, he still has the E-Blade to kill the second hero, perhaps. So,
On.
the fight looks very different with an E-Blade.
TP coming in onto this outpost. Save wants to make sure they keep this experience this time around, and maybe they will do it. It does
Agreed.
successful go off, so they get the experience for that, but Save dies. Immediately a smoke up from Nigma.
Let's
they see
go.
this as a big opportunity. The Earthshaker was the biggest rebuttal that Virtus Pro Prodigy had
Swiftly.
last fight. No Echo Slam and dead.
Radiance toughened
Someone
up their
shooting them with
structure.
the Aegis, so they're trying to force these
Dire
fights.
went
knowing
and
there's no
fortified their
BKB.
structures.
CFN's got one queued up with the Ogre Axe, and
There it
Epileptic Gets
Tornado
Yes.
EMP, everybody else behind up, left to kid, another nightmare that dodges the Ethereal Blade shot. He's primal board up. Does he have an opportunity to get off his ultimate? He's going to be chain stunned into the telekinesis. No, Beaker goes off, he finally gets it off. He just goes down immediately. An epileptic kid, well, he's probably going to have to pop it down. The Necronomicon's going to be able to finish him off otherwise. He is able to stay alive. Kills the Necronomicon. Then gets FN, does manage to chase down Mind Control, and they're looking to be able to slow down Miracle as well. Miracle, he can morph up strength as much as he wants, but there is far too much damage. They're going to Echo Slam to make sure he doesn't get a rip. Opportunity to escape denied. 4 to 15 now. The Vertical Prodigy begin to stretch
They're
their
meaning to smash that bottom
team
tower.
fighting so damn well. A lot of it is, of course, their drop, but just individual players in these team fights. The Ein Nightmare saves, second fight in a row, he makes a nice play with it.
It just keeps
The
getting
other
better.
fellas
Hitting
aiming
off
to
all the
wreck your
spells in a
bottom
really
tower.
effective way as well. We had
Agreed.
struggling to have the same kind of impact, and I think a big problem is just being his lack of Spirit Vessel charges in a lot of these
To
fights.
battle.
He did have one at the start here. This is the first fight he actually had Vessel charges, but this troll, they just didn't
Faster.
have the damage to bring down in the end.
Again, Ein, clutch plays, man. The Nightmare to dodge the Ethereal Blade shot.
Forward.
Very 100%. It would have killed Epileptic Kid, right? Because he was stunned for so long afterwards. Then he turns, gets to the Fiend's Grip to stop
Indeed.
Miracle from finishing off the troll with just the right clicks.
Yes.
This young captain, this young fine position player,
Frost
Vertical
right.
Prodigy, has come out of nowhere and is
I thought as much.
certainly showing why he's on a tier 1.
Yeah, I think it's games like this that should really give people a lot of faith
Into
in
the
BPP
breach.
to remain consistently competitive with top teams, because it's not just like some strats or some meta thing. They're just playing damn well as
Fangs of
individual
ice.
players and as a team. So it does suggest that they're here to stay.
Not yet.
The other fella's bottom tower's
Big
done for.
Hop backing down, smoking for the
Dire
third
buildings are
time
tough
here
as
and getting
nails for
aggressive.
now.
Last 2 attempts have not gone well.
Not yet.
This one,
Not
they
ready.
pop a ward inside space, go for FN. He turns around, pops his BKB Exorcism, looking to be able to get that kill. Yule Scepter to be able to stop the TP away, while Troll is kited around by Mind Control, but eventually he'll be run down by DM. A buyback here from Ein to make sure that everything's going to be okay with this fight. And it should just be easy pickings from here.
Here's ice in your
Looks
eye.
like FN failed to be able to
Now
kill
my
GH.
enemies pay.
He Yules to stop his TP away, but I'm not sure what
Here I
happened.
come. This'll come in handy.
Maybe, yeah. Just got lifted back and he escaped with his Blink Dagger, but another pretty good fight for Prodigy. The Bane does buy back, but I think Nick might have recognized
move.
Bane is actually a bit of a problem. He's kind of playing that Oracle-like
Almost feel bad for your
support
top
role where he's
tower.
just saving teammates with the Nightmare, so Miracle is
Here's ice in your
using the
eye.
E-Blade on him, and we may see more of that if he can catch the Bane out and stop it before and get him
Let's
before he
go.
uses
The
something like a
fella's
Nightmare in
bottom
these fights.
tower's
Suddenly
done
these-
for.
It's a lot easier for
That
Miracle to
ought to
play
put
with
a
Bane.
scare in him.
Such a thorn in his side.
It's curious that he actually maxes out the Nightmare, despite being matched up against like Beastmaster. who
My
has
eye
ways to be able to
spites
remove
deep.
it.
Yeah.
I guess they don't have any other options besides right?
Swiftly.
Yeah, I guess the one value point in his Feeble is 15%, only goes up to
Ah.
20, so thinking like he doesn't need additional points in it. Fiend's Grip is often
Drop
going to
it.
get
Your mid
cancelled.
tower ain't doing too
Even a
well.
max duration Fiend's
Ah.
Grip without these Feeble is pretty effective.
Yes.
Oh, using the net there to be able to catch DM. The Nightmare's going to go out once again. FN is here with his
Agreed.
Exorcism, and DM is certainly fast enough that he can deal
Not
with this
ready.
just fine. They're going to pop the BKB just to make sure they can keep running down these
Ah.
heroes, but everyone else from Nigma
I
is
thought
very
as much.
fast, so doing all this for justified position isn't great. They probably want to be able to
Not
damage
yet.
this here too.
Guessing they may look to defend the tier 2. Even with Exorcism being committed, they may take this fight. Death Prophet BKB being on cooldown is definitely slightly concerning for Prodigy. They know that that burst potential coming in from an
Let's
E-Blade
go.
combo means if there's some kind of stun set up into the E-Blade, Death Prophet may not be able to react with the Yules.
Into the breach.
Nice smoke.
Smoke got a break here. They spot the Rubik. Miracles work. Now they can still catch up to him though. They don't know 74, but it's DM who is way ahead of everybody else. And then he trap up Lasso into the
Your
Queen's
blood
Grip.
flow.
Easy kill on a carry that's dead.
I move.
Yeah, heads up smoke. I guess just with bounty versus spawning, they knew they didn't have control of that high ground and they wanted to go and contest it. Why the hell not? They still have to hit. He's else there outside of the exit which is wearing off, so a really good move, and just seeing this Morphling unable to really do a whole lot if he's not the one getting the jump on. It's so important that Nigma initiates these fights.
Aura goes out, mind control, trying to use that burst of movement speed to get out, but Death Prophet is there to beat him.
Here I come.
Another kill, mind control. He's done a really good job pressuring this lane, but anytime he's tried to find
left
pickups
of
for
the other fella's
it's often led to
mid-tower.
a VP Prodigy turnaround.
Shows
I'll not
how
argue.
confident he is about the team fights with this Blink Dagger build on the Death Prophet, you know? He's saying what Peter was kind of saying is like, as long as we're
Swiftly.
starting fights, it's hard for Nigma to be able to fight back.
Yeah, Morphling doesn't like being ran at and outnumbered.
Swift as
As
the
we kind of
wolves
just
of
saw there
Iceland.
around that rune. Like once he sees that they've come for him, he's just like,
It's
all right,
not
I'm out.
time
He
yet.
needs to be the one starting a fight with the full agi shotgun
I
ethereal
know.
blade, and then you take a fight with a numbers advantage. So both teams trying to play around the initiation. I think Beastmaster Mind Control recognizing that he goes for a Blink Dagger too, because he's like, well, we also want to be starting the fights, not reacting to you, because we haven't got any save on our team.
Your mid-tower needs a little help.
Do you think
Radiant
Nigma's doing the
structures
right
must have been
plays by
fortified.
like being super aggressive with their smokes? Like, it doesn't seem to matter that they lose a fight, they just like, go again, go again, go again.
I thought as
Do you
much.
feel like their lineup is on a timer of sorts? Or what is it? Why
The ice spirits.
I would say it is a time. It's not like a counter game, but it's very much. This fast play that Aegis was meant to be, relative to VP Prodigy, one of their strongest points of this game. Like the power of their lineup is always going to be relative to what VP Prodigy have gone for them, and it's pre-BKB. It's before Troll really came online. It feels like now Troll with this SMY to go to Battle 3 is kind of online, and they can't deal with it. Now it's going to BKB, so also dealt with, but the pre-BKB timing was, I think, probably Nigma's best chance to take control of the game, win fights, maybe find a way to break high ground. They just kind of got outplayed, and Prodigy were ready for it.
He's about to be level 22, which is where you get the 30 damage talent, or the 20% evasion, which I assume he goes damage just because I'm not sure how much value.
For the treasury.
DM.
It's me?
Certainly nobody that wants MKB on the side of Nigma,
Agreed.
but at the same time, they are very reliant on their magic damage. Completely countered by that.
This'll come in handy.
The problem now for Nigma is that things have fallen apart, and you probably have to now double down on the split push that we saw earlier. They have, I imagine, no intent of trying to fight into Prodigy's team fight with the BKBs and what's now to be an Aegis and Cheese. They scouted it with a Sunstrike, but and are headed that
Into
way
the
with
breach.
a few heroes, but I don't see them. Yeah, they're not getting in there in time.
Illusion.
Here I come.
Aegis and Cheese. So,
Ah.
I feel like it's going to be a lot of staying away from BKB fights. Which is, against the Bat Rider and a Blink Yule's Death Prophet, very hard.
It's going to be a game where Prodigy
Let's
probably just start
go.
racking up the kills on these split-pushing heroes, but at the same time, Nigma just have to keep going for the split push. Beastmaster, Invoker just have to
Faster.
try and remain a step ahead of Prodigy's catch, but that's always tricky to do.
Indeed.
At this point, Nigma just they don't actually have like a amazing high ground defense by any means. It's just
I'll
like
not
the
argue.
Invoker who's kind of annoying to push it against.
Save working
Forward.
his way through with the Shadow Amulet.
Okay.
To battle.
He's back up right now, but he is ready to go.
I thought as much.
Once they get Basher, if they still keep a very high level BKB, he can get full on
Here I come.
instantly.
It's tricky because like Miracle for atomization, like he can't really
Yes.
go into like that more physical damage build because he'll never be able to fight Troll head on. So he's going for a Lincoln's, a bit
The
more
other
just
fella's top
survivability.
tower won't be
He
making
wants to be able to just
trouble
probably
no more.
try E-blade the backline, kill some supports in these fights, and then just kind of play to kite the Troll as much as possible because he
Let's
cannot
go.
out-parry a Troll.
Indeed.
Here he goes. We're gonna free tier 2 while Nigma plays control an outpost. The 30-minute outpost is boundary.
This time it's BPP who are
Your bottom tower
controlling
ain't
the
long for
majority of
this
these lanes.
world.
They've got both mid and bottom in a good place. They're now going to threaten the high ground, which is the best way to come back and deal with split push. It's just force them to come back and defend.
Your
Create a
mid
scenario
tower
where you
ain't
can
long
defend your split push while breaking high ground.
Similarly, Nigma thinks it's a good idea to go high ground themselves to try and force the pressure. Off of the bottom lane without taking full team fight, it does always come at a cost. This is not a lineup that is going to be split push without getting
Totally mind control there. He dies, but he saves bottom bracket. If he's not making that play and willing to just threaten high ground and feed essentially, then you lose the bottom bracket. So this is a game where he's probably going to end with a pretty ugly looking KDA. I mean, that is his job. If Nigma want to have any chance to win this game, it's going to come from constant lane pressure.
Ooh, that double damage. Epileptic Kid looks super scary. They need to be able to tornado that off and dispel it away now. But we slowing down the well. EMP goes out. Okay, he's burned out of mana. That's not terrible. They can kind of make him useless at that time.
The ice wolf's bite.
Still have to deal with that Bend though. That exorcism doing so much damage to tier 3. Almost dead.
I'll not argue.
I'll back off for now and reset, so that's going to mostly stall out this Aegis. He's got a minute and a half left, but that's how long they're going to have to wait for Exorcism, more or less. So there's not going to be another chance to try and push high ground with Aegis and Exorcism.
Down,
Which
you
is essentially
go.
what Nigma would... That's what they were trying to do, is just reset this game, take away the Aegis, and not lose racks to do so. There is still a possibility they lose racks if they get picked off here, even with Exorcism down. Or, of course, go high ground, but Prodigy just looking at they can't go high ground.
Yeah, and you'd like to see
Here
a
I come.
smoke play into VPP right as they lose the Aegis, though this feels like a little bit early.
Maybe just
Into
feel like
the breach.
Exorcism is the key
Okay.
spell.
Yeah, it could be a good opportunity, especially if they jump onto this Earthshaker first. A big pick off with the Bane being a secondary kill here. The two
Great
supports
tornado.
down. Now Tornado that catches two. A beautiful one that he's going to be able to slow down DM, probably get him caught in the E-Blade combination for Miracle. Doesn't need it. Instead, he just right-clicks him down. The Epileptic Kid pops his BKB and TP's out. Nigma show that they still have some fight left in them. It
Here's
does require
ice in the
them
ride.
to wait for Exorcism to be on
Cold
cooldown
in
and
here,
for them to smoke
or
up.
is it
They do
just
win fights.
me?
Exorcism down, and I think even more importantly
Swiftly.
was just Prodigy not expecting it, not ready for it. They just got caught completely by surprise. The second the ward was planted, they saw the Shaker, kill him. GH just happens to have a Bane walking into him, so it's like both supports are dead, and
Yes.
without those supports, it's very hard for Prodigy to actually take these fights. The utility they provide is such a crucial aspect of their team fight.
Mind control. Carrier Gem is throwing his axes around up into these high grounds, checking for any vision. I think they know how important it is to be able to maintain. Like, they have to keep Prodigy from initiating on them, and ideally, they do get to the back line. Nigma jumped first, right? They jump that Earthshaker, that hit right.
There's a, I think, what I call target. I think if you can, just kill him with like a normal blade, probably no Bane, but really Bane taking away from his grip of nightmares. And they reset things. Aegis is down. They've managed to take the gem, so that's a decent swing as well. And Prodigy going to have to think about what their next timing is going to be, and also just making sure that they probably fight better around their vision. I think that's something people are so good at, fighting underneath doors, also using Hawk to pick and choose their fights.
No
I
breaking
thought
through
Prodigy's
the
just harder,
dire
they don't really
structures
have
for
that as a
now.
hero.
They know about their smoke. I think Mind Control here in this place, you aggressively push off. They saw the ward go up on the high ground because they had a ward sentry combo.
The other fella's
So
top
they know
tower
there's
had
smoke
a
here.
little
Okay, DM's showing
accident.
himself.
I
So do you
move.
make the play bottom or you make the play top? Looks like Mind Control wants to make the play top. See if they can threaten. Immediately TP comes out, so they back away. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they try to get the initiation, knowing that people are rotating out of this area. They catch whoever they can. That's going to be Ein first, and it looks like maybe the Earthshaker's going to go down as well as Invoker's
That did
caught up
it
to
for
him.
the other fella's
Finish
top
him off,
rank.
back over to save. He's going to die once again. The support's getting picked off. Curtis Pro
First, the back killed the end. There's no TPs. He's still on TP. The end is 100% alive there, but the roar makes BP Prodigy think that there's heroes behind mind control. It's completely a bluff. Neither of those heroes is going to die in a 1v1. They're both like, they can both escape, but by forcing the troll to TP top or baiting him into it, they just open up the bottom jungle where they still had that ward, or they got a ward down to kill some supports with.
I think making that play is, you know, the split play where you're like trying to force TPs, but also your allies are trying to catch. It requires such good coordination and communication between the two different parties.
I remember we talked to S4 in one of the interviews because he was playing a very similar role in one of Alliance's Beastmaster games. He's like, yeah, it's this small little dance that you have to play so perfectly.
Your mid tower ain't
It's very
doing too
difficult
well.
to execute, but when
Have
done
fun
right, it's
trying
so
to
hard to
bust
play
down
against.
radiant structures
Mind
now.
control, he gets caught. You commit too early in the bottom lane, then you get into a fight. You commit too late.
Need to be your mid tower right about now.
Jump forward on a curl. Looks like
Your
an easy
mid
pick off
tower's
the first pro
gone.
Prodigy. They're going to stick around the Roshan pit because they're waiting for Aegis Cheese and maybe
Your mid tower ain't doing too well. The fine mess we got here. Their structures.
Refresher looking a bit better this game. Death Prophet ultimate.
Hate to be your mid tower right about now.
Be happy to get Aegis. Top lane Miracles.
Bad news about your mid
Far up is
tower.
being pinged. He's going to BKB TP, which there is lasso for.
Can he find him? Oh, the
Your
Fisher
mid
finds
tower's in a
him.
bit of a bind.
He got greedy, didn't pop his BKB to teleport out. Otherwise, he might have escaped before the lasso was there.
Tough game. Completes the Lincoln. Gives him the buyback ult for that one. I guess he's not worried about any kind of a high ground push coming with Roshan being the focus probably. You're playing against Bane and back.
I was thinking, like, Ben's pretty isolated with no
Die.
I guess if you're buying back, you're probably not going to win this game. It's a lot of gold to invest, but they may have to defend their high ground without Morphling now because he spent his
Don't
gold
go
there.
on Warlock after he ulted me.
Tier 3 is so low.
They're just like, wait, why aren't they going Roche?
Faster.
We thought they're going Roche here.
Yeah, it's a fast Roshan too, so if Prodigy overcommit
Into the
here,
breach.
they may miss out on that secondary life. They can jump in with FN. Good combination of telekinesis into the meteor with the deafening blast that does pretty much max damage. FN is down to
Fangs of
half
ice.
health here. Epileptic Kid is now the one carrying the cheese, so he doesn't have that immediate save for himself.
On.
We keep on going. 15 seconds till Miracle's back up. Nigma just looking to be able to poke and slow them
The
down.
other fellas
But
aim
looks
to
like
wreck
there's a
your
lane
bottom
rack, so they're
tower.
gonna have to fight for Roshan now if Nigma want a chance back into this game.
My eyes find deep.
40 seconds from now, and Prodigy have been keeping Courier overhead, so they knew there was no Roche to go for with Morphling dead, which is
I'll not argue.
allowing them to just go high ground. They saw no defense, they saw no buyback, and they're like, okay, thanks, we'll take this free racks.
Forward.
They got out cleanly too, so yeah, the Epileptic Kid, he just drew a contact. He said, guys, I think they're gonna run out.
Let's go.
Smoke up from Prodigy side. Epileptic Kid, he runs right into him. They manage to get the lasso though onto the Invoker. They immediately blade him. It looks like he's gonna die nice and quick.
Here I
Miracle
come.
trying to jump in to be able to save the Invoker, but he was met by Sage. Such quick reactions from Prodigy gives them the advantage in this team fight. Nigma unfortunately lost the Invoker, and Kuro, who's still stuck inside the pit, he get out, gets the high ground. Some of his team
Swiftly.
is here. Fisher blocked from GH, but Fisher blocked from Save. And Kuro will
Yes.
finally die, 2 dead, and a 3 Roshan for the taking.
Very awkward place for Nigma
I'll not
to
argue.
have their smoke get popped. They didn't have vision of anyone except for the troll, who is not really a good target to go on.
Let's go.
Very tanky frontliner who just can't really burst quickly enough when there's shakes and base behind him. They want to get the support or the batrider. And Mocha just like, okay, I have the low ground and my smoke just popped and there's no one for me to use spells on, so he just gets instantly blink lassoed and blown up.
Yeah.
Into the breach.
Jump in, try and steal it. Mind control. Looking to be able to make the play here. Oh, he got the Aegis. The stolen Fisher from GH.
Your mid tower
Done
done
up
for.
everybody from first pro. He actually got the refresher shard as well as the well played.
Got the double chase. Like, that's why not. You can't. One of the things when you stack the team is you can't actually split them apart. It's annoying.
You move like a blue heart glacier.
He was just trying to frantically pick up whatever
The
had
ice
dropped
wolves
that was
bite.
left. And
trying to pull the creeps, keep up the backdoor protection, pull them away.
Meanwhile, GH top trying to do something similar. He's going to get lassoed.
And he has the gem too, so.
Your top tower's getting all banged up.
Reclaim for Prodigy. They'll get it back.
Tier 4 items are here. Timeless Relic and Minotaur Horn found by Miracles so far. Ninja gear for VPP. It looks like they managed to
I take you.
Had the Hawks, had the vision, so he knew the timing for this. Kind of went a little early.
Them diamonds
Might
tough
have
as
the vision,
nails
but
for now.
moving.
He went early because he
Forward.
that would be wild. That was
I feel like if you could just go as a dice,
There
try
goes
to
the other
link on the
fellas
top.
in
Maybe he went early to try and use link and then draw control while the
I got
vision
it.
The other
big,
fellas mid-range.
kills you. Because it looked like the
Sure
plan was to
look
use that
good.
vision there regardless.
Here I come.
If you draw the troll, that's like guaranteed to grab the agent.
yeah. In a way it
Forward.
works out for Nigma, but is it enough to stem the tide here? Is it enough to stop Verdict Pro Prodigy from going high ground?
Attack.
It's not looking like it.
Got the leveler.
No one has buybacks
Leads
on
out
our
the
team,
Fisher
just
on
back.
to 2. Jump forward by TM. Gets telekinesis right away. He has been caught. Primal Roar goes in behind the tier 3s. A Nightmare stalls up for a second, but DM is still
I'll
going to
not
die.
argue.
This kills Prodigy's push. In fact, if anything, and maybe some additional kills, they're going to Sunstrike
Into
and
the
get some
breach.
vision here. Turnaround, though, from Epileptic Kid. Looks to be able to quickly blow up GH. They managed to use the Ethereal Blade to buy him some time here, but he's going to come back down into a world of hurt as the BKB of Exorcism Death Prophet pushes up to the high ground with Epileptic Kid. It doesn't
Here
last
I
for long,
come.
though. One buyback is enough to chase them away.
Probably not feeling as confident as they'd like with the Aegis being
Die.
sniped, and Epileptic Kid does have the status resist from both SMY and Satanic. which
This'll
is
come
the
in
only way
handy.
you can go high ground without an Aegis. but Expecting the buyback,
I thought as
and
much.
they're going to wait for the Bat Rider to come back.
Not yet.
I think Bat's probably going to learn from that fight that he may have to BKB
Okay.
before he blinks in. Very fast
I
fingers from GH
think
with
I
the
want
lid
it better.
catching him before he uses the lasso there, so could see a change in
I
outlook.
move. Yes.
30-11. 12,000 net worth lead for Prodigy. 42 minutes in. Feels like
Faster.
Enigma, once again, they just kind of like are stuck with kind of catching heroes when they're out
To
of
battle.
position, but not fully confident in 5-on-5s. They have to like force out BKBs or force out
Agreed.
Exorcism, then back up, re-engage when they're down.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Does seem like a game they just haven't got that late game power.
Agreed.
Like the Beastmaster is just more of a kind of split pushing threat, morphling with his item build. More like some utility hero, like utility carrying away. Of course he is packing a punch on that last weapon. BKB. He absolutely shredded the Bat Rider. Not matched up to the probably will not at any point, so they're going to have to rely on hiding
Yes.
Getting lanes pushed in. Prodigy just trying to constrict the map control.
Very cool here.
There's no obvious objectives right now. No runes, no outpost, no roach, so it seems like Prodigy's just like, okay, we'll get this last tier 2 so that we find ourselves pushing through mid. We can go for the mega creeps in both top and bottom lane, but not sure if they're going to be fully committing to this high ground push or not.
Here's ice in
They've-
your eye.
Part of this is just forcing back some of those split pushing heroes, like they're going to see Beastmaster top, and that may incentivize them to try and make a play here.
Jump forward once again. DM popping his BKB,
Down
looking to find the
you
initiation.
go.
The end does actually allows GH to survive a little bit longer, but the big team dies because he has no buyback. They know it too. Morphling, he's been caught up, chains done up by the Earthshaker, and he goes down. He doesn't have a buyback, though. Epileptic Kid has already built his own here. There you go. Next to Pearls, trying to just push forward. Doesn't manage to root up the Invoker. Hidden around by the Ice Wall, just continues to push through, gets a back. A hex up now as the Invoker. Invoker dies. Another buyback. 3 of them going through for Nigma. Can they finally turn this around with this mini number? Surely they can win a fight. Miracle trying to finish off line, finally does manage to do so. Epileptic
him, though. They've got to be able to kite him up. He managed to miss a blade up. Oh, nice drink. It doesn't seem to matter. Miracle drops to the low, but he does barely get away with the waveform. But now the size being used up on the Invoker underneath the tier 4s. He will fall. No buyback for him.
The winner's me.
It's going to be up to